Get cozy, grab a blanket, grab a snack, grab a fun juicy drink, and let's yap about books. Hi book besties, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Angel. Happy fall, the most wonderful time of the year. In today's video, we will be discussing my fall TBR, and just a disclaimer, like, I know it's highly ambitious. I am a bit delusional, but I'm not that delusional, okay? Give me some credit. Give me some credit because my fall TBR is basically the same as my winter TBR. So these are the books that I'm going to be reaching for throughout the rest of the year because I do have quite a lot of books to show you, and I'm aware of that. And in case you missed my last video, I did give some thriller book recommendations, and I also shared with you guys a few thriller books that I'd like to read throughout this fall, and I will not be discussing those. So if that's something that you're interested in, you should definitely check out my video before and then come back here. I do have a few thriller and horror books that I missed, so I will be showing that in this video. But along with that, I have romance, I have some classics, I have general fiction, historical fiction, fantasy. We have a great variety of books here. And yeah, that is enough for this intro. Let's get into these books. We are going to start with classics because it's my smallest section. Also my scariest section because that's new to me, but I really want to branch out and read some classics. First, we have Edgar Allan Poe. We have his classic stories collection. I love me some Edgar Allan Poe. I was never a Shakespeare girly. I was always an Edgar Allan Poe girly. So I'm excited to read some more of his work. It says, the classic story collection, one of the greatest writers of the Gothic fantastic, Edgar Allan Poe's dark and masterful tales have inspired generations of authors writing horror, crime, and science fiction. Ain't that the truth? And yeah, I probably won't read this whole thing, but maybe just a few stories throughout this book, little by little. Okay, next we have Frankenstein. This is a thrifted Penguins Classic copy. This is highly intimidating, but I want to give it a try. I'll probably listen to the audio while I read, immersive read. I really want to give it a try. And then we have The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I've heard so many great things about this book, and I recently watched 10 Things I Hate About You, which such a great movie. It was my first time watching it, and the main character Kat, she was obsessed with this book, and that really just motivated me to buy it. It says, the Bell Jar chronicles the crack up of Esther Greenwood, brilliant, beautiful, enormously talented, and successful, but slowly going under, maybe for the last time. Sylvia Plath masterfully draws the reader into Esther's breakdown with such intensity that Esther's insanity becomes completely real and even rational. Such deep penetration into the dark and harrowing corners of the psyche. Okay, that sounds so good. Another book I can't wait to read. I'm going to say that about all of these books because I'm so excited to read all of them. Just a warning. Okay, the next category, I'd like to call this horror, but with fantasy elements. Because I thought these were just like regular fantasies, but apparently they're horror. So here they are. We have A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. It says, is a glittering tale of obsession, seduction, and power as told through the letters of Dracula's first bride. And yeah, this is a pretty short book, and I don't know, it just sounds really good. I love the Gothic vibe, and I've just heard amazing things. And then we have Slewfoot, A Tale of Bewitchery. I love the look of this book, how big it is, and the artwork. Stunning! So stunning. I'm gonna try not to look at all of the artwork, but so pretty. It says, Slewfoot is a tale of magic and mystery, of triumph and terror. An ancient spirit awakens in the dark wood. The wild folk call him father, slayer, protector. The colonists call him Slewfoot, demon, devil. To Abatha, a recently widowed outcast, alone and vulnerable in her village, he is the only one who she can turn to for help. Together they ignite a battle between pagan and Puritan, one that threatens to destroy an entire village, leaving nothing but ashes and bloodshed in its wake. Yeah, I hear nothing but great things, so excited to read this again. And then we have Wayward, which I'm not sure if this is horror. I just hear that it has really dark elements, but it's another witchy book, and I believe it's about 3 witches in different eras, and they somehow are tied together. It says, weaving together the stories of 3 extraordinary women across 5 centuries, Wayward is an enthralling novel of female resilience and the transformative power of the natural world, and another beautiful book that I'm obsessed with. Let's do fantasy. We have One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. This book, I did start it, I think, in February or March, but I wasn't in the mood for it. I left off on chapter 13, so I got pretty far. Everyone really seems to love this duology, so I really want to give it another chance. We love a Gothic fantasy, so this definitely fits the vibe. Fall fantasy. Best time to read fantasies. Hands down. Next, we have The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I've had this on my TBR for so long. I need to get to it. When people talk about this book, they say it's like vampires meets Hunger Games, and that just sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Okay, I love vampires. I love the Hunger Games. It seems like it can't get better than that, so very excited to read this. The main female character is human. That should be interesting. You guys, this next one, it's hard to talk about. Okay, Kingdom of Ash. Do you see the size of this thing? Do you see it? But yeah, it's about time that I finish Throne of Glass. I've been holding it off too long, and I'm finally in the fantasy mood, and there's so many series that I want to start, but I need to finish this off first before I start any new series. It's time! I am not ready for all the emotions to come, okay? But just look at this. It just gives fall. Little leaves. I'm probably going to read this soon because I'm so excited, but scared and nervous and sad. All the things, all the feels actually. But you guys, I want help on deciding my next fantasy series. I have Harry Potter. I have all 7 books because I'm low-key on a book buying ban and I already have the full series. So should I just read that, or should I read The Lightning Thief because I have all 5 books for that? Let me know which series I should read. But okay, moving on. Last but not least, for the fantasy section, I have Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This book is stunning. I'm obsessed. And one of you guys actually got this for me, and thank you so much. I'm so excited to read this. It says, a Cambridge-only professor journeys to a small town in the far north to study fairy folklore and discovers dark magic, friendship, and love in this heartwarming and enchanting fantasy. Yeah, it sounds so cutesy, so cozy, and it just fits the fall vibe. It does. It fits the fall vibe. Okay, we're gonna move to lighter things after the not so lighter things. Okay, I have some horror and thrillers that I did not mention in my last video. We have The Shining by Stephen King, and I ordered this and I had no idea that it was the mass paperback copy. So it's really tiny. Yeah, I might return it, but I probably just prefer the regular size. I've never seen this movie, never read the book, obviously, and I don't really know what it's about. I know it's about a haunted hotel, and I think people are just gonna go crazy. It's Stephen King. What can you expect, you know? And then I have Truly Devious, and I've been saving this for the fall because it takes place at an academy. It says Truly Devious is the first novel in a murder mystery trilogy. This sounds so fun. I love a good murder mystery, and it's set at an academy. Even better. Even better. I then have Pines by Blake Crouch. I have been hearing such great things about this series, and I could not deny myself the pleasure of owning it. So yeah. It says one way in, no way out. To put it in short, it says Pines is at once a brilliant mystery tale and the first step into a genre-bending saga of suspense, science fiction, and horror. And it's a super short read. I've heard amazing things about Blake Crouch's books, one of them being Dark Matter, another one that I cannot wait to read this fall. I have pretty high hopes, so hopefully I don't get let down. And then I have this thrifted copy of Then She Was Gone, and I found it in perfect condition. I've heard amazing things about this, but I've also heard that it's pretty dark. But I think this is Lisa Jules' most popular book, so I definitely had to grab it when I seen it. It says, no one just disappears. Ellie Mack was the perfect daughter, and then she was gone. Ooh, this sounds good. Okay, 10 years later, Ellie's disappearance, her mother, Laura Mack, is trying to put her life back together when she meets an unexpectedly charming man in a cafe. Before she knows it, she's meeting Floyd's daughters, and his youngest, Poppy, takes Laurel's breath away because the eerily precocious Poppy is the spitting image of Ellie. And now, the unanswered questions she's tried so hard to put to rest begin haunting Laurel anew. Where did Ellie go? Did she run away from home, as the police have long suspected? Or did something more sinister happen? This sounds really good. Okay, we'll be reading this soon. And then we have The Wife Before by Shanora Williams. And something ain't right. My light died. My light died. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry if the angle is different or anything, but we have The Wife Before, and our main character, Samira, she meets this guy, Roland Graham. He is wealthy, handsome, and caring. Moving forward, they end up getting married. She finds out he's not as great as she thought, and apparently he had a wife before her. And it says, even as her trust in Roland begins to dwindle and a shadow falls over her marriage and she begins to fear for her own life, Samira is determined to uncover the truth of Melanie's troubled last days. But even good wives should know that the truth is not always what it seems. Yeah, I've heard great things. So excited to read this, of course. Okay, moving on to our next genre, we have historical fiction and general fiction. I figure it's finally time that I read The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. The cover just gives me fall. I don't actually know what season it takes place in, but I figure fall would be the perfect time to read it. It says, The Nightingale tells the stories of two sisters separated by years and experience, by ideals, passion, and circumstance, each embarking on her own dangerous path towards survival, love, and freedom in German-occupied, war-torn France. A heartbreakingly beautiful novel that celebrates the resilience of the human spirit and duality of women. And it's Kristen Hanna, so we know she's gonna rip your heart out every single time. I'm excited. What can I say? I love her books. I then have two books by Frederick Bachman, one being A Man Called Ove and Anxious People. I've only read one book by Frederick Bachman, and all of a sudden I want to read them all. Yeah, the way that his writing just makes you think with the underlying messages. I love his writing, so I'm very excited to read these two. And then we have Talking at Night. This book has been compared to Normal People by Sally Rooney, and I love Normal People by Sally Rooney. It says, Talking at Night tells a story of sudden connections, missed opportunities, the many loves we have over a lifetime, and the one that keeps us coming back again and again for more. I need to read this yesterday. Like, this sounds exactly up my alley. I'm a sucker for a love story. Like, they don't even have to end up together, but I want the drama. I want the messiness. I want the being in love but cannot be together. I don't know. I might be the problem, because why do I eat it up every time? I feel like I'm gonna love this so much, and I hope that it breaks my heart, because I don't know, I love heartbreaking books. Exciting isn't even the word. I'm overly excited for this. Let me get more comfortable. Okay, and then I have One Day by David Nicholas, and this is kind of the same vibe. I feel like a lot of people hate this book, and a lot of people also find this book super frustrating. It's also compared to Normal People, so I feel like it's up my alley. And there's also a show that I cannot wait to watch after I read it, because a lot of people say that the show is even better. So it says, it's 1988 and Dexter Mayhew and Emma Morley have only just met, but after only one day together, they cannot stop thinking about one another. Over 20 years, snapshots of that relationship are revealed on the same day, July 15th of each year. Dex and M face squabbles and fights, hopes and missed opportunities, laughter and tears. And as the true meaning of one crucial day is revealed, they must come to grips with the nature of love and life itself. Can't wait. And last but not least, for the general fiction category, we have Perfume and Pain by Anna Dorn. I love this cover. It says, will she find success in her career? Will she ever find true love? Or will she only know perfume and pain? This is sapphic. It's giving messy. It's giving drama. It says, a smart and sexy laugh out loud page turner. Sounds like a fun time. So I shall be reading this. I shall. And now we are moving on to our last genre, which is romance. And I feel like over the years, I'm really learning my taste. I love romances that are not fluffy. I love an angsty romance. I love a dramatic romance, messy, break up, get back together, break up, get back together. Can you tell that I was raised by Magnolia and BJ? Yeah. Similar vibes to that. I'm obsessed, even though that's not necessarily a romance. So that's why I say I love a love story, because it might not even be romance. I don't know. I need to feel. I like heavy topics, trauma in my romances. So these are giving that vibe. Okay, we have Exodus. And this does not really fit the category. Okay, this is my guilty pleasure right now. Okay, I don't even know what category. I don't even know what category to put this in. This is like mystery romance, but it's the second book in the Ravenhood series, which I won't say too much about it because I do have a reading vlog, or I read Flock, coming out, which will most likely be the video after this. But yeah, I'm probably going to finish this whole series. So had to include this. But then we have Unsteady, which I'm obsessed with the cover. I think it's so cute. People have said that this gives Binding 13. It says Reese is desperate to feel anything. Sadie wants to stop feeling so much. And yeah, I'm not going to read the back because I don't like to know too much, but it's obviously a hockey romance, and I believe she does ice skating. So yeah, and it says about the author, Peyton Corin, it says Peyton Corin is a writer of romances with imperfect characters, angst, and lots of heart. Thank you. That is the vibe that I need. Thank you for your service, Peyton. And then we have A Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan, and her books, I've only read one, but it was a 6-star read for me, but super deep, heavy topics, plus it was a second chance romance. 6-star read. Like, it couldn't get any better. But anyways, it says she kissed the prince and he turned into a fraud. Now her fairy tale is upside down. Iris Dupree meets August West in a sports bar during her last semester of college. It's the conversation of a lifetime and sends spark flying in every direction. The connection is undeniable, but the timing is all wrong. August is poised for the NBA draft and Iris belongs to another man, basketball's golden boy, and August's longtime rival. The two must go separate ways, but they often recall that electric night and what it could have been. While August has embarked on his all-star life, studded with wealth and fame, Iris's perfect public relationship has become a nightmare behind closed doors, a tarnished stream of fool's gold. When August re-enters her life, the world seems briefly bright again. But Iris's darkest nights are not over yet. To survive, she must build her own strength and trust that her bond with August can endure after all this time, even when her fraudulent prince has vowed never to let her go. Sounds so good! I cannot wait to read this. With these two books, I guess I am kind of like dipping my toe into dark romance. I have Lotus and Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Though these are dark romances, I heard that her writing super beautiful and people like cry over these books, so I think it's a bit deeper. I don't know, as long as the plot line isn't just like smut, I feel like I'd like it. So yeah, I'm really excited to give these a try. We have Lotus and Still Beating. I think I already said that. I heard to start with Lotus because Still Beating is a bit darker, so we shall do that. I then have The Things We Leave Unfinished by Rebecca Yarros. People have been loving her romances. She's also the author of Fourth Wing, but apparently her romances are also really good. It says, told in alternating storylines, The Things We Leave Unfinished examines the risk we take for love, the scars too deep to heal, and the endings we can't bring ourselves to see coming. So I'm super excited to check out her romance novels. I also would really love to continue the Boys of Tommen series. I'm on Saving 6 and I hate that they're changing the covers now, but I really want to continue this series. I hear Joey and Aoife's story amazing, so I'm excited to get back into this world. I miss these characters so much and I need all the feels, and this will give me all of the feels. I also forgot to mention The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I don't think this is a romance, but yeah, I forgot to mention it. I definitely would love to finally read this book. I've heard amazing things, and so far, I love Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, so I cannot wait to see what the hype is all about with Miss Evelyn Hugo. And last but not least, we have May Luna. This book I recently have heard such amazing things, and it's a rock star romance. I've never read a rock star romance. It was a time when the stars aligned for a love so profound the whole world felt it. It was as if it would last forever, and that just sounds so amazing. I do think it takes place in summer, but who cares? I'm still gonna read it. It sounds amazing. Okay, and that's all the books I have to talk to you about today. Well, there's probably more, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and maybe found some books that you'd like to buddy read with me. And if you've made it up to this point in the video, you are a real one. But also comment down below this emoji, just because I like to see you watch my videos all the way through. And it's kind of like an inside joke that only the besties know. So leave that down below so I know if you're besties or not. And if you have read any of these books, please feel free to let me know what you think, your thoughts, your feelings, all the things. And let me know some books you are excited to read this fall. But okay, I need to go get to reading, so I'm gonna go. Love you so much.